Hello, all you degenerate old schoolers, and welcome back to another episode of The Orb. Tonight we have more LOBSTERCON action, Xpoints. I love this format. See all kinds of crazy stuff, just like we saw all kinds of crazy stuff at LOBSTERCON. Here's a lobster roll if you made it out and about. A bunch of people gathered to listen to things. Slant fan. Good thing he's wearing his name tag, otherwise we wouldn't know who he is. Some serious action going on at the tables here. And let's take a look at the first deck. This is Duncan. Duncan came up with a spicy meatball here. He's got the Parfait package going, Winter Orbs, Howling Mines, ways to tap all those things back down with Relic Barrier and Icy Manipulators. Skull of Orm. He has one Skull of Orm in there for his, 10 or so enchantments. 4 of which are Drop of Honey. Extra spice points for Drop of Honey. A couple Sylvan Libraries to dig through his deck. Titania's Song to turn all those fat-ass artifacts into attacking creatures. And 2 Living Plane just to make sure everyone's lands turn into creatures that can be wiped out. I guess that's the upside, the combo with Drop of Honey. You stick that thing back out, and you're always destroying their 1/1 creature every upkeep, because you get to choose. It's tied with all your 1/1 creatures. So that checks out. Looks pretty cool. It also clears the board early in the game. He spent all his 10 points on lands. He's got 4 Maze of Ith, 4 Mishra's Factories, and 2 Workshops. I like the look of it. In his board, he's got some Whirling Dervishes, a Trike, a few Crumbles for those pesky artifacts, a couple Aleo Piles. Looks like a couple Ice Storms and 2 more Tranquilities. So good looking all around deck. I love it. Can't wait to see it play. He also has 1 Tabby in there. Also really cool. Tabby plus Living Plane. Extra spicy bonus points. Okay, let's go take a look at who he's playing. And here we go with a look at Greg's deck. Looks like a mono green deck with a splash of blue and red. Some extra good colors. He's doing the green things with Argothian Pixies and Llanowar Elves. Wants to ramp into his Erdem Djinns. I love the fire sprites. He's got 4 Scavenger Folk to take care of those pesky artifacts. Only 2 dibs in there, so Obsidian of Bottle's not going to send him back that much. Just sets back, the City of Brass, and then the dibs, only 2 and 4 Erdems. Still got plenty of other things to play out. Does have a burn package in the form of Lightning Bolts and Psyblast, Scrim Sprites, and Giant Growth. And Giant Growths make combat math hard. He can attack some mana sources there with Ice Storms, and his points are all eaten up into 1 Ancestral Recall. That eats up 5 of them, and then 4 more into the Mishra's Factories. And I think that's a regrowth he also has on that Cam Jam card. I could be wrong. That way he can play out the Ancestral and then regrowth it back to his hand and play it out again. Regrowth late game is super good. You can turn around and pick up a burn spell too to finish off the game. Just grabs out of your yard just what you need. In his sideboard, he's got 2 Artifact Blasts, 3 Bebs, 3 Disintegrate for those pesky regenerators, a couple Tranquilities of his own, looks like some Relic Barriers of his own, and Whirling Dervish of his own. So sideboard's not too far different from each other. Can't wait to see how this thing's going to play out. Props to him for sticking in 3 Pendle Havens. That'll actually work well with those Living Planes in Duncan's deck to offset everything. So I've said enough things. Let's get off to game number 1. They played the game of who lives the furthest from Florida, and Greg won that matchup. So he is on the play, fires out a City of Brass, takes the first point of damage, dropping himself down to 19, and dropping out a Scavenger Folk. It's going to be a bit of a bummer for Duncan there, immediately saving that Scavenger Folk. Scavenger Folk cracking in for 1, so they're both at 19 now, and double Scavenger Folk. Greg's down to 18. They both have a factory in play. We can see some cards in Duncan's hand there. He's got a couple forests. Tapping 2 to play out a Fellwar Stone. Trying to mana ramp. Oh, look at that. He does have a Drop of Honey in hand. Yeah, might as well. Use and abuse that thing. It's going to force Greg to start popping off his scavenger folk or just losing him to nothing. Here he goes. Takes another point. Drops down to 17. And might as well crack in for one more. Drops Duncan down to 18. Drop a honey kills off that other scavenger folk. That sets Greg back a little bit. See if Duncan can capitalize here. Relic barrier. Okay, that'll keep Greg off of his factory. Look at this. Using and abusing that city brass. Drops him down to 16. These two are flying at it here. Duncan tapping 4. Icy manipulator. Nice. I love when you see the icy out. Seems like whenever I play one, it doesn't do much, but... Oh, Relic Bear... I'm sorry, Argothian Pixies and a Scrib Sprite, so even more Pixies. Duncan tapping things, comes up with another Icy Manipulator. Wow. Working on keeping Greg back in that bay here. Tapping 3. Puts Greg down to 14. There's an Ice Storm in that factory. Yeah, might as well use it and tap something down. Duncan's going to take 1 in the air and drop down to 17 life. So 14 to 17 here. Oh, yeah. Winter Orb. Good times. Greg does have that mana elf out there, so that does help. There he goes using and abusing. I think he's done... Has he done 7 damage to himself with that freaking Icy Manipulator? I think he has. Duncan tapping down all the creatures, so he's not going to take any damage. 13 to 17. Okay, here comes a Sylvan Library. Right now is when Duncan needs that Tabernacle Pendrell Vale. I mean, that would be a complete lock, I think. Yeah, tapping things down. Oh, giant growth Scrib Sprites in. It's going to knock Duncan down to 11. And look at this. That Parfait package doing wonders. Relic Barriers shutting off that Winter Orb. Duncan gets to untap everything. Oh, there it is. Holy shit. This is big. Duncan tapping 2 more. Relic Barrier. Wow. This is wild. I don't even know what Greg can do from here on out. Draw a bunch of burn, I guess. Yeah, Land of War Elves pays for itself. Look at that. 3 creatures removed from the board. Taps down the city, but Greg's got a bolt. Using that mana effectively. Drops Duncan down to 8 life. Greg's still sitting on 12. Yeah, Duncan rips 3 from the top. Wow. Greg's got a little bit of advantage on life, but it feels like Duncan's in control here. I mean, he gets to untap 1 land and 1 creature. Duncan's got 2 icies on his own over there. He can just start cracking in for 2 with the... Really with the factory if he wanted to, I think. And then shutting everything off. You know, shutting down the untapped land. Looks like he's going to do something different. Oh, shit, man. So, Enchant World Living Plane just hits play. Yeah, looks like those two creatures are going to pay for themselves. This is wild. Duncan has to tap everything his down. Now everything has summoning sickness, including the lands you put into play. I feel like Duncan had kind of a lock there. He could have been just jamming in for 2 with a factory, but truth be told, I've never cast a living plane. And he's the pilot, driver of this deck. He knows better than I do. Does get to untap everything. Has to pay for all his creatures again. Oh, that's right. He's 1 mana short here. So, gonna lose the tabby. Rips 3 from the top for the Sylvan, taking a walk through the library. He chooses a forest, plays it out. It's got summoning sickness though. Greg's playing out a Pendlehaven that can't be tapped yet. Yeah. All these things at play, you gotta think. Oh, look at this. Activating a factory. Duncan's gonna go ahead and tap it down and then swing in with the elf. I mean, at this point, do you trade a forest with the elf or just take the point? Yeah, it just chooses to take the point. He runs down to 7 life. Gets a look at 3 new cards. Needs to go on the offensive here. I mean, he's held Greg back really well. New forest comes out. Look at that. Tap down a land. Swinging for 3. Yeah, super close game we have going here. This is awesome. Greg's at 9, Duncan's at 7. Duncan says, hey, check out my Howling Mind. I'm sorry, I said Howling Mind. What I meant to say was, check out my Winter Orb. No one tappy of the land. I absolutely need to put one of these Parfait decks together. Oh, look at this. Drop of Honey. Doing more cool things. Ooh. Greg blocking with Llanowar Elf and then Giant Growthing Llanowar Elf. Duncan tapping everything down for him. Don't worry, buddy. Don't get to do anything. And yeah, here comes that drop of honey. I mean, what a lock. Greg's getting 1 creature and 1 land a turn, and Duncan's tapping them both down with the Icy Manipulator. Yeah, just swinging in for 3. Puts Greg down to 4. Both those things get tapped right the fuck back down. This is absolutely brutality. Extra cool style points to Duncan on that one. Way to win a match. I don't know if I've seen it done that way. Really cool. I enjoyed that game. I'm only smart enough to put creatures down and turn them sideways, so... Duncan's up 1-0. These two will swap out some cards and we'll move off to game number 2. And here we go with game number 2. Greg's going to be on the play again. He did take a mulligan, so he's sticking one back. Fires down a Mishra's Factory. Looks like Duncan's got a handful of mana sources there. I see a desert. I see a strip mine. I think he just picked up a Mishra's Workshop on his draw. Oh, decides to fire down the strip mine. Set Greg back a little bit. Eats away that factory. Here comes an Argothian Pixies. Oh, desert in play. That's a quick answer. Tap into again. 1/2 flyer, fire sprites. They can make red mana if they want to. Just have to pump green into them. Look at this. Duncan playing on another Mishra's Land. In my head, I think he needs green, but he kind of doesn't because he has so many. Oh, look at this. Regrowth. We were talking about that. That is a regrowth. Plays out the factory. Duncan has so many artifacts. He doesn't need a whole lot of colored mana sources. Oh, he does have a drop of honey in hand. Yeah, deciding what to play out here. Not need to do really anything quick. Finds that forest, plays it out. Drop of honey in play. Again, extra cool points for the drop of honey. What a pain in the ass Arabian Nights card. Greg's sending the team in here. Might as well. First points of damage headed to Duncan's face. He's going to take 3 and drop down to 17. I mean, do you use the desert here, or you wait it out so you don't lose your drop of honey as quick? Oh, he did not use the desert, and he lost the desert. Now Duncan plays out that workshop. Tapping 6, doing big things. Triskelion. Yeah, that's pretty good. Here comes the Argothian Pixies again. He's going to have to take 2 and drop down to 15. And just a pass back to Duncan. Can't really play out anything else. So that drop of honey can hit artifact creatures. Guess that's what's going to happen maybe next turn. We'll see. Oh. Duncan's tapping things. I wonder if he's activating those Mishra's Factories. Looks like he just decides to send his Trike in here. A kick to Greg's face for 4, dropping him down to 16 life. Oh, Psyblasta's life total. That drops Duncan down to 11. And Greg down to 14. I mean, I assume at this point he's gonna activate and eat his own factory. No, he's gonna deal 3 to Greg's face, drop him to 11, and let the honey die. Drop of honey die. Greg trying to ramp back into this game. Plays out a Llanowar Elf. Taps 2 more for Argothian Pixies. And a pass. Here comes a new workshop. That's pretty big. Yeah, Winter Orb. Fun Police here. Eating Greg's available mana sources. Duncan has one colorless left floating off the workshop tap there. Ooh, Aliopile. I'm a-looking, I'm a-liking. Ooh, yeah. Argothian Pixies get Aliopiled. I had to go stop and read Argothian Pixies again. All damage by artifact creatures is reduced to 0. So the Aliopile gets through. Oh, look at this. Greg playing on his own Relic Barrier. That's top tier tech right there. He wants to untap his own lands at some point. Makes sense. And here we go. Tapping down that Howling Mine. I keep calling it Howling Mine. I see a Howling Mine in Duncan's hands. He taps down that damn Winter Orb so he can untap all of his own land. Granted, Duncan's going to get to untap his mana sources during his turn. Greg tapping 2 for Fire Sprites. Looks like Duncan's going to use that workshop. Oh, plays out another Aliopile. Takes a point of mana burn from the workshop. Oh, taps down the Winter Orb and bolts Duncan's face, dropping him down to 7 life. There's another bolt and a Psyblast. Burn to the face. Takes down game number 2. 1-1 ball game here, folks. We'll move off to the end result up next. Can't wait for game number 3. And here we go with game number 3. Can be anyone's match. Duncan takes a mulligan, so we're going to start with 6. Fires off a factory into an ivory tower. Gaining a few life can be very important. Duncan plays a second ivory tower. Wow. Still only has 4 in hand. Strip mine on the factory. Scrib Sprites down, and he cracks in for 1 with the Scavenger Folk, dropping Duncan down to 19. Looks like he's going to eat a tower and stick in for another one. Duncan goes back to 19, so yeah, no one's going anywhere fast here. Greg takes the first point of damage by playing out and tapping a City of Brass. These two are flying around here. Both of them are doing things, just not getting anywhere quick. Greg's poking in for 1 here and there, and Duncan's gaining a life here and there. Look at this. 3rd Mishra's Factory's hit and play. I hear those are good cards. Greg's cracking in for 3. Duncan drops down to 16. And an Ice Storm. Wow, Greg's answered 2 of those factories. Duncan gains more life, goes back up to 17. Again, 3 more damage. Duncan drops to 14. Oh, look at this. The board is loaded. So, all the answers. Maze of Ith. I mean, he's just slowing everyone down. He needs to find a green mana source and then drop a honey. Yeah, Scavenger Folk out to eat another ivory tower. comes the team. Duncan takes 2 more. I feel like Greg's already did 10 or 12 damage. I could be wrong, but Duncan's still on 15. Relic barrier is relevant again. Here comes a workshop. Ooh. Felwar stone. Drop of honey. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. Oh man, this is tough for Greg. He's gonna have to, I mean, try and poke in, but he's gonna be losing creatures every turn. There's an ice storm. Okay. Does take down the Maze of Ith. That's relevant. Cracks in for 4. Duncan drops to 10. Kills the fire sprites. Again, another workshop. It's pretty big. Deciding whether or not to tap both of them. Ooh, looks like he is going to tap both of them. Plays out an Icy Manipulator. Does he have another artifact to back it up, or is he going to take 2 points of mana burn? He does have another artifact. Look at that. Howling Mine taps down the draw engine. So, yeah, Greg's knocking Duncan down to 7 life. Taps 2 for a Chaos Orb. Okay, that's legitimate. Activating. What's he going to take out? Lots of targets. Lines up the shot. Oh no! It is a miss. Judges give it a 0. Tell him to start practicing in the morning. That's okay. I just missed a Chaos Orb flip mere minutes ago playing a match. It is tough when that happens. So Drop of Honey goes ahead and takes down the Scrib Sprites. Ooh, Duncan tapping 6, dropping out another Triskelion. Big scary trike. Oh, crumbles his own Howling Mine, so he can gain 2 life. Here come the Pixies in, dropping Duncan down to 7. Oh, he's got the burn once again. Didn't see that coming. Wow. I thought Duncan was getting ready to do huge things. I think he was, but that burn is so dangerous. So, win goes off to Greg. Congratulations to him. Style points, that goes to Duncan for this game. As always, thanks for watching, and have a good night.